everybody. This is your boy Marcus Norman from Gentleman Style Podcast, your host and number one show in America. And today we have a very special guest of mine, hailing from the tribe of the sisterhood, Miss Mikkita Moore, a woman of God first, mother, grandmother, daughter, friend, and also an international speaker, a transparency motivator. We'll get into that later. An author, organization, and tour founder, CEO, event host, and facilitator. Multi-talented, all-around mover and shaker. This woman is making it happen. She remembers being so very afraid to open up because of her other people's thoughts about her, which is what's led to her starting her nonprofit and book writing. And as you'll discover in this show, she is just a mover and shaker in every word of the sense, and she is making it happen. Her story is one where she touches the lives of the audience on a level that's different from the rest. And you will find that out here today on Gentleman Style Podcast. So today, without further ado, without any more delay, let us bring to the stage Miss Mikkita Moore.
Hi
Yeah.
guys. Thank you. Thank you so much. Don't mind the background. I broke my foot yesterday, so I am bed bound for a little while. I've been here before, so I'll get over it. I broke my foot earlier this year in July, so now I've broken my toe. So everybody's like, just sit down, just sit down. But I want you to know, as the audience, when you have a calling on your life, the devil will try any way to sit you down. So just know that I cannot be sat down. I cannot be sat down. I'll heal. I'll be back. As long as I can wear a shoe, it could be a flip flop, a tennis shoe, a flat shoe. As long as I can wear a shoe, I'm going. If I can't wear a shoe, then I'll put a sock on. I'm still going. So thank you so much for having me. I just wanted to kind of let the audience know that I am bed bound. So that's why you see my head forward. So that's usually not how I roll.
That's fine. And that's fine. And we need you to heal, right? Because
Yes.
you are on a mission, like you said. So
Yes.
tell us, diving right in, what is a transparency speaker, motivational speaker?
So I guess I put two things together, right? So I am an international speaker. I have a tour called the Art of Transparency, not-for-profit organization and tour, actually. And we tour 7 months out of the year. Well, 10 months out of the year. But I am a transparency motivator coach, right? You hear a lot of people saying life coach, and I don't knock any of that. But for me, I just need you to be transparent, right? When you become transparent, you find a lot of different things about yourself. So that's what makes me the transparency motivator and speaker.
I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. So how does your company work specifically? What is it you do? I know what you do, but tell my audience what
Absolutely.
you do.
So the Art of Transparency organization and tour, it is a legal 501c3 organization. I mean, we are tax exempt. We do all things community, right? So it started in 2016, and we're still going strong today, even with COVID.
Wow.
We are a team that goes from city to city telling our testimonies, because if we can get through it, you can get through it too.
Ooh.
So that's been our big motivation, like telling people what we've been through so that they can get through. We also know that the stories and the things that we go through aren't for us. It's really for us to reach back and get them and bring them with us, right? Because there is somebody that's going through something that you went through, and they need to know that they can get through. Because in the midst of it, you don't know that you can get through it. So we go from city to city, kind of telling our testimony and really touching people, really reaching people we've gotten through depression, domestic violence. Oh my gosh, there's so many. I have some breast cancer survivors.
Wow.
So it's a wide range of different obstacles, I'll call them, that we have gotten through. and we go and tell the world that we did it, so can you.
I feel
So
like
that's
there's
who we are.
a story there, right? You all felt that. My audience felt that. I felt that, right? There's a story there. Tell us what empowered you to serve in that way. What I gotta ask the question. I can't let that slide. There's a story there, y'all. You felt it. I felt it. Tell us, please.
So honestly, and this is just again transparency. So if you had have asked me 7 years ago, would this be something that I was doing? I would tell you absolutely not. Absolutely not. But in 2016, I went through in 2014, I went through a really bad depression. I wanted to end all, right? I just wanted to end it for myself. Like everybody will be better off if I'm not here.
Absolutely
However,
not.
God was like, no, ma'am, no, ma'am, I got other plans for you. Right. And I didn't know that he had other plans for me. And I didn't know what the plans were, of course. So I moved to St. Louis from Chicago. I moved to St. Louis and I found myself by myself, meaning like in the house alone. And I had to kind of look at myself naked. And I'm not talking about clothes. I'm talking about I had to take a look at who I was, naked, unmasked, just me. I wrote a book. I wrote my first book in 2016, kind of explaining my life story, wanting to expose all the stuff that was happening in my life and the people that had done me wrong, quote unquote, right? And I found that I wasn't exposing them as much as I was exposing me. Once that happened, I was like, well, I'm going to go on this tour because I had heard about book tours and stuff like that. And I'm just going to sell my book. Yeah, that's not what happened. So my first city was Memphis, and I went on tour in Memphis. And no, I'm sorry, my first city was Chicago, because I was living in St. Louis at the time. So my first city was Chicago. I came back home and I told my story, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, I've been through that. You're telling some of my story." And I was like, "Yeah, okay, buy this book." Hi, buy this book. But then I went to Memphis and I told the story, and I was traveling by myself pretty much. I had a friend that traveled with me, but it was really like me being the speaker. So I went to Memphis and I told the story, like, this is what I've been through, this is this and this is that. And my dad was in the audience. In my first book, the title is The Letter from the Invisible Daughter. So I talk about my dad and how he wasn't there and how I had to look for that love in different places and things of that nature. So to look out and see my dad in the audience, and even with me telling the story of him not being there, even with me telling the story of how I hated him at one point, he was smiling from ear to ear because he knew our relationship, number one, had changed drastically. I'm a daddy's girl through and through at this point. But he was sitting there smiling, like, you know what I'm like, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. So, and then after that, people would come up to me and was like, "Oh my God, that's my story. My dad wasn't there. And how did you make it through and help me make it through," type thing. So I knew this was going somewhere. I still had no idea it would get this big, but I knew that this was something that I needed to do. So that's how the Art of Transparency started.
You heard it live, ladies and gentlemen, from the author, the legend herself. Please like, share, and subscribe. You are not going to get this anywhere else except on the Gentleman Style Podcast, or if you check her out in the links provided that we will provide at the end of the show. So stay tuned, stay engaged. So stay in the game. Yeah. We are going to go to a quick commercial break. So tune in. We'll be right back. We got to pay some bills, y'all. Pay some bills.
Okay. Are you a local business looking to offer your customers easy access to cash without having to travel miles? We're here to help. At Norman Legacy Investments, we provide free ATMs with free installation that provide a suitable investment for your business. Even better, we offer you some profit sharing and handle everything from start to finish. Just reach out to us today to schedule a free consultation.
We are back. Thank you guys for tuning in to Gentleman Style Podcast. Like, share, and subscribe. We are on all major platforms, iHeartRadio, Pandora, anywhere social media can be linked and viewed. Miss Mikkita Moore.
Yes.
Your organization at the core, the mission statement is one person, one city, one state, healing one person, one city, one state, one nation at a time. What is it that people need to heal from?
Oh my gosh. Trauma. And I say it like that because we as humans, we hold on to the bad, right? And we kind of let the good just kind of slither through. And I want to change that. I want to hold on to the good and let the bad slither through, right?
Right.
People have childhood traumas, rape, molestation, teenage parenting, father issues, mother issues. They, even as teenagers or adults, they have been they have been in bad relationships, rape, molestation, or domestic violence, health issues that they're like, why me, Lord? But I want to turn that around. I want to turn it around one person at a time. So if I can reach one person, then I can reach one city. If I reach one city, I can reach one state. And if I can reach one state, I can reach the nation. All it takes is one person at a time. Just like you put your pants on one leg at a time, it's just one person at a time. Just let's heal from that and let's move forward. Stop holding on. And I know it's hard, right? I know it's so much easier said than done. I get that. I've been there, done that. Hi, it's me. I've been there and I've definitely done that. But we have to change the narrative. Hold on to the good and let the bad slither through. And that's what we do. We go from, I promise you, city to city, telling how we have held on to the good and let the bad slither through. Because even now, I take right now as an example, I'm still healing from a break in my foot in July. And now I've broke my right toe, the big toe at that. So it's like, I could really be a person that was like, oh my God, I don't want to do this anymore. I could give up. I can be like, this ain't my mission, because I know it's the devil. I know he's mad. I know he's mad that I'm still pushing through after all the stuff that 2020 did to me. But guess what? I don't care about none of that. I'm still here. I'm still alive. There are too many people that die every day for me not to be happy. It's too much happening. So I'm happy. The devil is mad, and I'm gonna move forward. But I still need to take some people with me. So we're going to heal some more people.
Amen. Amen. Miss Kimberly Griffin from the comments is saying she needs you in her magazine. She has a magazine company. She was my previous guest, Bully Magazine. That magazine, my God. That's it. 2 words, my God. So I gotta find a way to connect you two. She's probably gonna connect with you after the show. Miss Kimberly, thank you. You are awesome. How is that possible that with your story, with everything you've been through, what sets you apart from other organizations, from other 503c nonprofits helping people and changing the community? What sets you apart?
To be totally honest, what sets us apart from everybody else is you won't find another organization that tours the way that we do. And I want to train them to tour, right? I want to train people to tour and make it happen. I definitely want to do that. And I'm starting to train in January. We're different in the aspect of we don't go because of the money. Every state or every city we go to, we adopt a shelter and we help the shelter. We give back financially. We give back with clothes and sometimes food and your toiletries and all of that. We go from state to state helping shelters we had no clue even existed, right? And we visit these shelters and we adopt these shelters because somebody helped us. So why not be a help to somebody else? And we tell and share our stories. So it's kind of like double fold.
And where are you seeing the biggest need when you've traveled the world? Where are you seeing the biggest need? What is it that you're seeing out there in the community that needs attention? That the media is going to cover what they want to cover. What have you seen?
To be honest, what I see most is people that whole saying, hurt people, right? That's what I'm saying. We're hurt. We're angry because we're hurt. And a lot of people don't understand how to deal with hurt. So they turn it into anger. And because they turn it into anger, now we have the killings. Now we have mom and dad not getting along, or mom over here and dad over here. Now we have suicide and depression and all of that. It's the hurt. We have to deal with the hurt. We have to. That's the first step. Deal with the hurt. If we deal with the hurt, I promise you the world, not just one city, but the world would get better. We got to deal with the hurt.
I love that. I love that. So you all heard it here from the transparency motivational speaker herself. Miss Mikkita, you have something else that you do on top of touching lives. And I love that. You touch the old, I don't want to say old, the wiser generation, let's say that. But you're also an author as well.
Yeah. I am.
You are author of several children's books.
No, it's no children's book.
Children's
nope, don't do children's books, but children can read it. Children can definitely read it, but my books cater to, I want to say, teens to the older generation. My first book was an autobiography about me, right? And it told my story. I really would love for teenagers to read that, because there are so many young girls and guys, right? So many young girls that are reaching for love because they didn't get it from mom or didn't get it from dad. So they're reaching for love, right? And they're thinking in their mind, because they don't know the future, I'm never going to get over this. I'm never going to find love, or I'm never going to be better or enough. Well, my book says you are. You will. You can. You don't have a choice but to be better. You are enough. No matter what daddy did, no matter what mommy did, I get it. It hurts. Absolutely, it hurts. Facts. But mommy has a life. Daddy has a life. When are you going to live your life wholly, fully? Live, do you, be you, right? And that's what that first book talks about. So
do you have any of these books? You have any of the books you can show?
I don't, but I can get them right now.
No. How can we get these books? Where can we get these books?
Off of my website, www.mikkitamore.com.
Perfect.
All of my books are there. I'm going to tell y'all, the reason I don't have my books is because of this foot, right? I have to go all the way downstairs to get books, because they are in my office, is what I call it. My office at the desk. And because I can't get down there, I don't have them. So you guys can go on the website, www.mikkitamore.com. They are all there. You can learn more about me as well. So yeah, that's the only reason why I don't have them. But I started this year with 2 books. I wrote one in 2016. I wrote another one in 2019. And I'll end 2020 with 9 books.
What?
Yes. So 2 books are just me. That's the first 2 books. Then 4 out of the 9 books, I co-authored under my Invisible Daughter LLC publishing company. And then the other 3 books I co-authored under 2 different publishing companies. Because all of my friends are like publishers or book writers and stuff. So it's crazy how we all get along.
You should, right? Hopefully
absolutely.
Should. And
absolutely.
That's really good. Along with your mentorship and your coaching, I noticed that because you tour so much, I think you've also noticed when other people go on tour, the struggles, the pains. It's not easy, right?
It's not.
What are the top 3 things that someone new to speaking who wants to do what you do? No one can do it the way you do. But what are the top 3 things someone can do to save when they go on tour, or things they should even consider?
So without telling the secrets, right? Because you got to take my course.
Right,
You got to
right.
take my course. It starts January 5th. It's only $199. It's 4 weeks. And I promise you, you're going to leave there and you're going to be booking trips right then. Like, oh, this is how I do that.
And
That's
that's
easy.
on the Mikkita Moore website?
Yes, it is. Yes,
Okay.
it is. It is on my website. But without giving away too much, I will say that you have to, one, know your target audience, right? Where is that target audience? I can't talk today. Is it in a school?
Mm.
Is it in a church? Is it is your target audience an age group from 25 to 35 or 35 to 45? What is your target audience? That's the first thing. The second thing is your why. Why are you wanting to tour? Because if it's just to sell a book, just get on live on Facebook and save the money.
Right.
If you don't, I mean, and there's
Right.
nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. There is nothing wrong with just wanting to sell a book, but there's a reason you wrote it. So what is your why? And then figure out your when, right? When will I tour? Or when will I go? What's the dates, right? Am I going to tour in the winter and go to like places like Florida and things of that nature where it's kind of hot? Or am I going to tour in the summertime where everybody is kind of summery and they're ready to come outside and things of that nature? You got to figure out your when. So your when, your why, and your what.
Mm. Love that.
Those are your things. Those are your three biggest hurdles.
She's spilling the tea without spilling the tea. I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
so without this, I gotta ask because I've bounced with that idea in my head. So you're helping me. I'm taking notes. That's why I keep looking down. What are some things I can do to cut costs? Right. I've taken your course. Right. Say I've just bought your course. What are
Mhm.
some things you could say one or two? What are some things I can do to save money on tour so I don't break the bank? Right. Right. That's big. If I go on travel, there's certain expenditures that I may not even think of, right?
Oh gosh. That's why you need to take the course, right? Because I show you the small expenditures that you don't think about. So I'm gonna tell you the three things that people think about. They think about where I'm gonna stay, how I'm gonna get there, and the venue cost. Those are the only three things that we think about, right? And it's just human. It's nothing wrong with those three things. However, it is so much more than that. Once you get there and once you lay your head at the hotel, then what? How do
True.
you get the people there? How do you get them there? What are you marketing? How do you get your audience?
Mm.
All of that is an expense. All of that is an expense. However, I teach you how to manipulate. I don't want to say get around it because you're still going to have an expense, but I
Right.
teach you how to manipulate certain aspects of marketing, hotels, um, transportation to get there. I teach you all of that. And when people think of tour, they think that they have to go to 15 hours away or 1,700 miles away. You don't. You don't. You don't. You don't have to go far to tour.
Tour in my backyard.
You
Tour,
could.
tour in my home of record. See, this is why I had to get her on the show, y'all. She is serving the community in so many different ways. She is impactful. She's a game changer. Please like, share, and subscribe. We are on
Yes.
iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spotify, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. And we are growing, so grow with us. And also her course. You're not going to get this anywhere else except MikkitaMoore.com in her course.
Yep.
I saw your books. One of the books that stood out to me, my favorite. I gotta ask. We gotta talk about it.
Okay.
You co-authored this book, A
Yes.
Journey Through Womanhood. Tell us about that book.
Yes. So the title of that book is it's a matron of honor, the journey to womanhood. And when I first titled it, everybody was like, a matron of honor. That's supposed to be your friend. That's a matron of honor. Like they thought about wedding. However, it's titled that because when do you become your own matron of honor? When do you become your own best friend? When do you become the person that you can depend on? That's who you need to be for you, right?
Right.
So the journey to womanhood, it talks about, that is one of the books that I co-wrote or co-authored with, I want to say 7 or 8 other women, and it's under the Invisible Daughter LLC publishing company. And we talk about, and I promise you, every woman in there has their own way of how they became a woman. For me, I had to learn who I was. I had to learn the ins, the outs. I had to look in the mirror. I had to take a deep look in the mirror, not just looking at me like, oh, let's put some makeup on. No, I had to take a real look in the mirror. I had to figure out who I was. And I'm going to tell you, I was 37.
What?
I was 37.
What?
So everybody thinks that you become a woman at 21 and I had children. I had 5 kids. I was 37 years old. I
Hustling.
had been a business owner before all of that.
Salon
But
owner,
my
right?
real journey to womanhood was at 37. 37. I had to find out who I was, whose I was, why I was. All of that happened 37.
37. So that book basically defines that your journey can put you anywhere, and it doesn't have
Anywhere.
a specific age, a specific time.
Absolutely.
Y'all get the book, ladies
Yes.
and gentlemen. I'm going to say it to both of us:
Yes.
get the book, because we need
Men
that.
need to get it because it might help understand where a woman is in that journey, right? Because
Yep.
he may be thinking like, oh my God, I'm sick of dealing with this, or why is she like that, or what is this, or what is that? The thing about it is her journey to womanhood set? Like what's happening with that? You know what I'm saying? So men need to get a book so they know that, oh, this is what's happening with her. I get it. So get the book. Get the book.
Get the book. And where can they get that book?
www.mikkitamore.com.
Awesome. So
It's in the shop. It's in the shop.
love
Yep.
it.
All you got to do is go to the top, go to the shop, and I have all my books there.
What do they cost?
So they range from $10 all the way up to $25. But there is a book bundle. Hint, hint. There is a book bundle on there that you can get any 4 books, and I want to say it's $45.
That's a
But
steal.
it's any 4 of the books. It doesn't matter which 4 you get. There are 4, you could get 4 books. You pick 4 books, and I want to say $45. Yeah.
That is a steal. What is it? What is the goal for your company, and how can we help you get there? How can we help your LLC, your nonprofit get there?
So my goal is to continue to reach people, continue to help the community. Right now, we have partnered with a company or a not-for-profit organization, Safe and Sound, where we are adopting families for Christmas, giving out toys to the kids and things of that nature. And I want to say the last time I checked, we had raised $1,200 just to give back to the community, right? That is huge for us. We have to give back. So donations are always needed. You can give donations at www.artoftransparency.org. There's a donation button. All donations go towards whatever we're doing that month. All of it is, whether it's community service or giving back to the shelter, it all goes to that. None of that touches any of our pockets. And then it is tax refundable, right? Because we are a legal 501c3, so you can get your money back. So just make sure that you reach out. You know what I'm saying? You donate. You help us when we're in Chicago or your area, because we got 6 cities this year. I get so confused because we travel for 7 months, and I know we're going to Memphis, New Orleans, Mobile, Alabama, St. Louis, Atlanta, Philadelphia, And then I know we'll be in Chicago, of course, because that's my hometown. So we'll be in Chicago. So I think it's 6 or 7 cities that we have. So when we're in your city, look us up, come help us. Sometimes we're standing on the street corner passing out stuff, and sometimes we go into the shelters. It just completely depends on what is the need in that state or that city. Because we want to give to the need of the people, not just go and say, oh, we got toiletries. They may not need no toiletries. They may need just to sit down and talk to us. They may need us to be on the street corners praying with them and sharing our journey with them. We are there for the need.
Absolutely. What is your, so y'all check her out, please, if you can, if you have it to give, and if you don't have it to give, get on that website, artoftransparency.org, and support this powerful, impactful, dynamic. There's not enough words in the dictionary. I am tongue twisted right now, but
I
support
promise
her.
I don't do it by myself. Let me be very clear and tell your audience, I do not do this by myself. Yes, I am the founder, but I have a whole team, right? We work together. My team works very hard to make sure that we are on track with everything. My business manager is amazing. He makes sure that we touch the lives that need to be touched in the cities that need to be touched. So this is not a one-person show at all. I definitely couldn't do this by myself.
Shout out to her incredible team. How has COVID-19 and the pandemic affected your tour and your brand and your business? It doesn't seem like you've slowed down at all.
We did. So we weren't able to travel this year, so we weren't able to tour. But because we couldn't tour, we had to pivot. So we do the radio show or talk show, and I bring in people with similar stories or testimonies, and we talk live on Facebook. We have a YouTube channel, so we just had to pivot a little bit.
And
But
what's
we are
that YouTube
still
channel?
reaching. YouTube channel is Art of Transparency, the talk show, or not. It doesn't have it's Art of Transparency talk show. So look us up because we just pivot differently. We still gonna reach lives. We still gonna make sure that we touch. We still gonna make sure that we take care of things that need to be taken care of. We partnered with another not-for-profit organization earlier in the summer, and we did Purses in Prayer. And we went out and handed out purses with toiletry, full of toiletries, and we prayed on the street corners, under the viaducts, and all of that good stuff. So we are still in the community. We are still doing what we need to do and touching and reaching. So we just pivot a little bit. Not traveling, but we are definitely still here.
I love it. And we need you, right? The world needs what you're doing. The world is changed by you and your company's influence. So I thank you. I thank you for what you do. And please don't give up. Please don't ever quit.
I won't. I can't. I'm sitting here now with a broke foot because the devil mad. And I know that that's what it is. It's, if I give up, then I'm letting down millions of people that's waiting on me or waiting on us, as in the brand, to come tell them that we made it through. They need to know that they can make it through. They may be down and out right now because they don't think that there's a light at the end of the tunnel because they don't see it. But I want you to know, when the train goes in the tunnel, they don't turn around because they don't see the other side. They keep going because they know that the other side is coming. That's what you have to do.
Can you say that again? Can you say that again, please? Say that again.
When a train goes in the tunnel, it doesn't turn around because it gets dark. It keeps going because they know that the other side is coming. Just keep going. Just keep going. Keep going.
Is that trademark? I might have to steal that. I might have to. I felt that, right? That hit home for me. So many times in whatever journey, whether it be life, business, relationships, 9-to-5 job. So many times we want to give up. So many times it gets dark and cloudy and we just want to turn around and go the opposite way, kicking and screaming.
Because we don't see the light. We don't see that. We don't see how. We don't see when. We don't see where. All we know is we are in this deep, dark tunnel and we don't see that we're going to get out. So of course you want to give up. Like, I'm done. Forget it. It's just, this is the best that it's going to be. But no, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. We have to make up in our minds every day that we're going to be happy with regardless. They can come get my truck, they can come. Material things do not define who we are. They do not. We get so stuck on life is not fair. Well, life ain't fair if that's how you feel.
Right.
You have to know that life gets hard. Of course it does. Absolutely it does. But I'm going to make it through this too. I made it through. And then we forget about the times that we made it through other stuff. Remember last month when you was like, ooh, how I'm going to pay this $400 light bill? But you made a way. Remember that? The same God. It's the same God.
He
it's
never
just
left.
An obstacle. The obstacles change. God don't. Faith doesn't change. Know that you'll get through this too. Will it take the same amount of time? Am I going to be in this for an hour or 2 hours? Maybe not. Maybe not. But you're going to come through. Know that you're going to come through.
Amen. 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 I love that. What 3 books would you recommend? And I think I know that every man and woman should read.
Anything that I wrote.
Absolutely. That's a given.
I was like, wait, what?
Y'all check out that co-authored book, The Journey Through Womanhood.
Yeah. The first book I'm going to say is the Bible.
Amen.
We may or may not believe, we may or may not, understand, but life happens in that Bible. You see it all. It's in the Bible, right? That's the first book. The second book, without any titles or authors, you have to read something inspirational and motivational, right? You have to be inspired. You have to get a book that's going to tell you, I've been through this and that, and the third, but I made it, because that gives you the guts to stand strong and make it through too. You have to do inspirational, motivational. You have to do the Bible. Even if you don't believe it, read it anyway, just so you can say, yeah, I don't believe that happened, right? Because if you don't read it, how you know it didn't happen? Because you never read it.
Right.
And the third thing, honestly and truly, would be anything that I wrote or co-authored. Just because I took the time to write it. Read it. It'll bless you.
It will. Who are your heroes and why?
Oh gosh, my heroes. And this is gonna sound cliche-ish, but my first hero is the Black man. And I say that because they have been through so much. They have been through so much with us women, with kids, jobs, life. They have the weight of, and I'm talking about the strong Black man. I'm not talking about, the dude that sit at home playing a game all day. I ain't talking about him. I'm talking about real strong Black men. They have the weight of the world on their shoulders because they know they have to take care of their children, their wife. They know that they have to take care of home. They know that they have to take care of all of them, and then all of the people that they bring in their lives, the wife, the kids, the family. Let's not even talk about the fact that he still has to take care of his mom if something happens. He has to take care of dad if something happens. He has the weight of the world on his shoulders, yet he still gets up and he still does what he needs to do. You are my hero. You are my hero. Single moms, they are my heroes. We didn't ask to be single, but we probably didn't. Some of us didn't ask for kids. I did, but some of us didn't even ask for children.
Right.
But we wake up every day and we got to make a way. And now with this e-learning, we are stuck at home with these kids 24/7. We've become teachers, we've become nurses, we've become all of that. This year,
chemists, mathematicians.
Oh my goodness! Now I got to figure out the science repertoire. We have become all of that in 1 year, and it hasn't even been a whole year yet. So we're still trying to figure this out, right? So single moms, they are my heroes. And the third and final person would be survivors. Did you survive domestic Did you survive domestic violence? Absolutely you did, because you're here to tell the story. Did you survive breast cancer? Absolutely you did, because you're here to tell the story. Did you survive that attempt to suicide? Absolutely you did, because you're here for a purpose, right? So those are my heroes. I don't have heroes by name, right? Because it's just too many. Black fathers, Black men, single mothers, and survivors. Because we are all survivors in some kind of way, shape, form, or fashion. That car
That's
accident you was in that didn't kill you, you are a survivor. You are a survivor.
I
Yeah.
love that. Love that. Love that. Love that. I'm gonna switch up this question because I
Okay.
normally ask it a certain way, but you have expounded on it throughout the show.
Mhm.
The question goes, how do you give back to community? I already know that. What is your favorite way to give back to the community?
Sitting and talking to them. Um, when I first went into a homeless shelter, I was crying because I couldn't believe um, what the shelter looks like, right? I've never
Right.
been homeless before. Lord, I thank you.
Amen.
Oh, Lord, I thank you. I've never been homeless before. So I don't know what that actually feels like. I can only imagine, right?
Right.
So when I walked into that homeless shelter, I just broke down and I cried and I had to walk out because I didn't want them to see me in that capacity. Um, but to sit and talk to them and know that 98% of homeless people aren't homeless because of a drug problem or an alcohol problem. 98% lost something, lost their job, lost their home, lost their mind,
Their minds.
trying
Yeah.
to make sure, life didn't happen to them. They lost something, fire, or they lost something. So to sit with them and gain knowledge from them, right? Because I've sat with so many and I'm like, wow, you know? Um, so my favorite part is to sit and talk to people that are sometimes treated less than people because of something they have or don't have. I think that
Mm,
is absolutely so wrong because most of us, again, 95% of us, one paycheck from being homeless, one paycheck from
true.
being put out or whatever. We're not too far behind. And we need to stop acting like we're way up here and they're way down there. No, they're humans. They
True.
got feelings. So to sit and talk to them and hold their hand, that's my that makes my heart smile.
I
Yeah.
love that. Any final words from my audience? What's the best way for my audience to get in contact with you, get in contact with your nonprofit, and support you, uplift you? We need to connect with this woman. We need to connect with her and what she's doing because she's a mover and shaker. But above all else, she's giving back and she's changed. That's how you build legacy, y'all. That's how you change
Yeah.
the future. It's
Absolutely.
not about us anymore. It's not about this. It's about what we leave behind. So
You know
what are
what?
ways we can support you?
Before I tell you the ways that you can support me, I just want to leave this with you. I need us to go back and think about the Medias, the Big Mamas, the villages, right? When there was a Big Mama and there was a Medea and there was the village, these babies couldn't curse you out on the bus stop. These babies were accountable for their actions. These babies are no longer accountable. And if they're not accountable now, when they turn our age, then what? Go back to the village, go back to the Medias, go back to
Big
the,
Mama.
the big mamas and go back to that. Because over here, I'm 43 years old and I'm a big mama. Because my babies, I don't play them games with my babies, right? So I'll leave you with that. Just we need to go back. It worked, right? We the one changed the game and now it's not working and we're wondering why. Because we changed something that didn't need to be changed. It wasn't broke. It worked very well. Let's go back.
Yes, ma'am.
So how do you find me? You can find me on either website, www.artoftransparency.org or www.mikkitamore.com. And both of the emails is info at artoftransparency.org or info at mikkitamore.com. Either way is fine. So it's just info at either website. Those are the best ways to get in touch with me. And then I'm on Facebook, of course. Facebook is Mikkita the Author Moore. The Art of Transparency has a website as well. I mean, a Facebook page as well. The Art of Transparency NFP. And then we have Twitter and Instagram. We got all of those things, and all of them are the Art of Transparency or Mikkita Moore. So just find me. I'm very approachable, right? Because I love people. I just love people. I love to give back. So just find me, and I'm here. Oh, and then we've got a YouTube channel as well. All of the things that we do is uploaded to our YouTube channel, and that is the Art of Transparency Talk Show. And we got so much happening. Oh, and the talk show that we do live every Sunday is also on Facebook, and that is the Art of Transparency Talk Show on Facebook. So we go live every Sunday at 7:00, where I interview amazing people from the Art of Transparency organization, as well as people. I'm going to open it up in February for people to come on and tell their stories that's outside of the Art of Transparency organization. So bye me.
Love it. Miss Mikkita, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day to spend with us and be with us and help us grow. I have learned a tremendous amount from this episode with you, and I pray that you continue to grow. You continue to keep doing what you're doing. Like I said, don't give up. Thank you all for tuning in today. Thank you all from the Gentleman Style Podcast show. Thank you, Miss Mikkita. If there's any way we can serve you, please don't be a stranger and reach out. And y'all, please support her so we can lift her up and put her on a higher level and take 2021 by storm.
Yes. Yes.
So that's the end of our show. Thank you all for tuning in today. We love you. Like I always say, take care of your friends, take care of your family, and take care of business. This is Marcus Norman and Miss Mikkita Moore on the Gentleman Style Podcast show. Signing off. Love you guys.